Hello, it is Sunday and it is the 9th of July 2023, and I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a good weekend and a good week. A few things I want to touch on that we probably need to be sharing with our friends to get it out into the light, bring it into light. That's what we've got to do. There's a lot of darkness in the world, and it seems that since 2020 that darkness has really picked up its pace. So I want to start with a video I watched today. I think it was actually a couple of days old, by the Vobes Meister, good old Richard Vobes. A lot of respect for him. He has some great guests on, and I would advise you subscribe to his channel. But he was talking about, and it is a very difficult subject to refer to, because you have to speak in a bit of code on this platform, because this platform is unfortunately, it's helping, isn't it? It's helping with covering these things up. It's complicit. Along with those who are up to these bad things. And I would probably refer you to a film that, and I'm not going to mention the film title, but he's a famous actor, and he's been quite outspoken lately, whether that's part of a drip feed of truth into the public domain by the powers that shouldn't be. But yeah, he was in the film Mad Max. He was the main character. So that actor there, and he was also in Lethal Weapon and other films as well. But yeah, Mad Max, probably one of his most famous films that he was involved in. And he's recently directed, I believe, a film which is about this very subject that needs to be brought out into the open. I will leave a link to Richard's video in the description, but he has also had to speak in quite coded terms, shall we say. Yeah, just find somewhere to have a sit. So yeah, we're talking about, you know, the trafficking issue that there is, and what other sort of forms of you know, heinous acts are being committed on youngsters, really, and the very, very powerful and wealthy people that are involved with this. So let's get on to Richard's channel and you know, share the absolute granny out of that video. I mean, a lot of people probably won't get what he's going on about because essentially you've got to be really careful on this platform. Staying on the subject of the small human beings, the little ones, which should all be very dear to our hearts. And if you've got kids, you need to listen up on this one. So I listen and subscribe to a lovely lass called Iolande Melody, and she's got a good little YouTube channel. She's been going, I think, a few years. Used to be involved in the music industry, and yeah, she seems to be doing all right. But she doesn't have that many subscribers. I think she's only got like 3,000 or something like that. I mean, compared to me, that's that's a dinner party. But yeah, she did a video, and she's the first person I've really heard speak up about this issue properly, and I'm talking about the alphabet gang and schools, and pushing that agenda and pushing kids to you know, basically saying to them, if you feel any sort of anxiety or if you're having trauma in your life, it's all down to you might be, you know, a transformer, basically. and then they, without, and this is what really struck me, and this is why if you've got little ones, please do go and watch her video. She was obviously quite well prepared for the subject, and they don't need your consent as a parent to get your child to question its body that it was born into, and you know, kind of encourage them to go onto the road of being a transformer, which is very, very worrying, because, you know, this has been seemingly going on for a little while now, since the kids certainly went back after all of the shutdowns, and potentially we're going to really have a generational problem, because, well, we know that people aren't having enough kids anyway to sustain human population in the future. So that's one problem. But the second problem is this agenda that they're pushing in and onto the kids at such a young age, and what they're offering, you know, pills that stop certain pubertic, whatever the word is, occurrences. So once you've done that, once you've been through those teenage years, and you get into your 20s, that's it. That you can't go back and redevelop this stuff, and they'd have you believe that, oh yeah, anyone can be anything they want, right? You can be a cat. But they're pushing this on really, really young kids. So if you've got kids, you want to make sure you inform the school that you don't want this to be pushed onto your child. You don't want your child to be using different pronouns and stuff to what they do at home, and keeping these things secret from you. Watch that video by Iolande Melody. It's a great, really good, well-informed video. I've got a bit more to get through, so I'll leave that one there. But there's two videos I've left links to. They're similar in message. One's a bit more detailed than the other, but you'll get what I mean when you have a look. But if you have got kids, please have a look. Or if you are young, have a look. There are people that regret doing this stuff, and that's it. They're doomed. They can't go back to what they were before. They can't do that, and they're pushing this on kids, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It needs to stop. And what seems to be a bit of good news, and it's regarding the old Whiskey Hotel October, or Oscar, should we say, because I watched a video by Sanity for Sweden. I don't know if you're subscribed to that channel. Really good channel. I really like him. Really genuine, you know, shows a bit of emotion on camera. He's just himself, and I think that's an admirable thing. It's difficult sometimes to speak to a camera just once you've got so much information going on in your head, and, you know, I mean, I'm trying to be as me as possible, right? And you know, I hope I come across that way, but you know, this is just me. So, but yeah, he's got a great channel, and he was going on about the old Lurgy treaty and how they seem to be backing off, because I would have thought there'd be global pushback against this. So this is that treaty where they think that they've got the authority to tell you to, you know, muzzle up, put face nappies on again, or, you know, maybe have to start distancing yourself from people and your friends and your loved ones again, or you know, even have you locked up. And they have the ability to declare when there is a lurgy. So they get to announce it, and then they get to announce what the implications onto the populations would be. So I've signed a petition against this, but they're still obviously wanting to push it through. There are some people coming at the moment, so so that's good news. So he done this video, and he seems to think that that these there is a big enough pushback, and they're backing off. Well, I also watched Andrew Bridgen, the great British MP, the only one to stand up and speak about this this treaty, this Lurgy treaty. Literally the only one, apart from maybe Sir Christopher Chope or what's his name, Desmond Swain, Sir Desmond Swain. So yeah, evening. How are you? You all right? Right. That's Holly and Sam, I think his name is, or Dan or Sam, one of the two. So yeah, but he stood up in the EU, and he basically said his piece, and we know what his thoughts on it are, the same as what everyone else's thoughts are. You know, when you think about what they want with that treaty. So well worth a watch, I think. Very powerful. It's very powerful. I like Andrew Bridgen, even if he's, you know, he might even be, I don't know, whatever, a shill, whatever. But something in my soul tells me he's not. He's looking out. He can see what's going on, and he wants to do his best and his utmost to put, you know, a stop to it, and fair play to him for that, you know. Anyway, I think this has probably dragged on a little bit now, so like I say, I'm going to leave links to all the videos that I've spoken about in the description box, and you can go and have a watch for yourself, get them shared. We need people to be aware of all of the darkness and all of the walls that they're building with acts and statutes, the illusory walls that don't actually apply to you because of your sovereignty, and you are not your birth certificate. You are a living, breathing man, and that birth certificate there states that you're pretty much non-existent, presumed lost at sea, maritime law. So anyway, that'll be a video for another time. Gonna get on. I will try and do something in the week. It's just at the minute it's finding the time. Last week was horrendously busy. I suspect this week is going to be as horrendously busy. They're preparing for, I think, some professional golf tournaments. So yeah, it's going to be a busy week, I think. Anyway, you take care, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and hello to the new subscribers. Thanks for subscribing, and please, you know, share it around. You know, I talk about lots of different things. I want to talk about other things. It's just about finding about how to say them, you know. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.